Welcome, everyone, to What to Watch Live, the show where we discuss the best in TV and entertainment this week. My name is David, and today I'm joined by my fellow Xfinity editors, Kayla, Scott, and he did the mash. He did the monster mash. It's Landon. How is everyone today? What's going on?
Is that the monster mash, though? Come on,
is
Landon.
I'm drawing a blank. I don't know.
This is not the monster mash.
I couldn't even tell you what the actual monster mash dance is.
Well, way to put that on me like that, and you can't even bring the heat knowing the dance. It seems incredibly unfair.
I never claimed to know it.
I was going to do the Macarena as a backup, potentially. That's really all that's in this repertoire here.
You mean the Monster Arena?
Oh,
hey now.
Good call. Well, we have got a great show for you today, obviously, including a look at TV shows, movies, and music to fuel your Halloween nightmares, an interview with one of television's favorite serial killers, Michael C. Hall, a trip down TV theme song, Memory Lane, and all the free sports you can shake a hockey stick at. But first, let's kick things off with In the News. It's been 25 years since the iconic madman known as Ghostface killed Drew Barrymore in the first 13 minutes of Wes Craven's 1996 movie Scream, but the slasher is still beloved amongst horror fans around the world, and a fifth installment of the franchise is slated to release on January 14th, 2022. In celebration of the film's anniversary and the upcoming sequel, Airbnb is offering fans the unique opportunity to spend a night in the original Scream house in Northern California, which was the location of the infamously blood-soaked house party that set the scene for Ghostface's final showdown with Sidney Prescott. Airbnb is handing out just 3 one-night stays, hosting 4 people per night, so securing a reservation will be nearly impossible. But if you are able to snag a spot, the good news is that it will reportedly only cost you $5. Scott, as our resident horror aficionado, what are your thoughts on this very bizarre opportunity?
I am beyond excited, and I've got a calendar hold to try and go ahead and secure this booking. It probably won't happen because I have zero luck with these things, but I'm so excited. I mean, I don't know if you had a chance to look over the page yet, but the home is set up with a dedicated phone line to speak with Ghostface himself. You'll get a virtual check-in from David Arquette's character, Deputy Dewey, as you check in. Plus, the house is crammed full of 90s nostalgia, so you can watch all of the Scream movies on VHS, which is so cool. It has Jiffy Pop, and they promise knife marks on the doors. So what more could you really ask for?
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was thinking, Scott. What more could you ask for?
It's a great
a killer, a one line to a killer. Then you've got knife marks on a door, but at least you have popcorn, right? I mean, just
right. And VHS tapes
with the whole deal. Oh,
but
thanks,
it's only
Kayla.
$5. Only $5. So
I'd rather go to Subway and get a footlong, Scott. I'm using my money at Subway and getting a footlong.
I mean, it is worth mentioning that Airbnb is not covering your travel, so it's only $5, but you do have to get yourself to Northern California. So, it's a little bit of expense, but definitely a unique opportunity. Kayla, would you stay a night in this house, even though it's not haunted? It was just in a movie set, but would you take this risk?
David, you already
this
know
risk.
I'm not.
I do know the answer.
See, look how you said that. You didn't say this opportunity. You said it's a risk.
This risk.
No, I can't do. Oh my gosh, you'd have to pay me and more than $5 to stay here. But it's one night, right?
Heard that,
it's one night.
Yeah, just one night. And Airbnb didn't say whether they would.
No.
No. The answer is no. I'm Team Kayla.
It's no. Yeah.
I mean, David and I we're both trying for it. I'm just throwing this out there. And if either of us get it, we're going. We're just doing it together. It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
and then we can go and get
No. I feel like me and Landon should just throw our hats in the ring, and
Yeah.
if we get it, we just hand it off to Scott and David as a gift. Like,
Correct.
here you go.
Please.
can
Yeah.
That would be great.
Yeah, that would be
Fair,
really
fair
awesome.
trade.
The one thing I had read was that Airbnb wouldn't confirm whether Ghostface would actually show up. Like if someone dressed as Ghostface would be knocking on your door, like what Skeet Ulrich shows up at your door, knocking dressed as. I mean, what else is Skeet Ulrich doing?
I mean,
he can show
Skeet
up.
Ulrich, you wouldn't turn him down, that's for sure, right?
Yeah. But that would be like such an amazing experience. I think I would rather have an experience where you just try and like faux survive the night in the Scream house and you're just running around the house being chased by Ghostface.
What is
Look, if
wrong
they're
with
charging you
you?
$5 a night to stay at a 2.5 million household, like, you know there's going to be someone chasing you around this house. It's not
No
going to
way.
be a comfortable night's stay. It's going to be something else. So, and
No,
they're going to probably
who's
film the
sleeping?
entire thing. So it's, yeah.
No,
I
I
know,
can't
so,
even
well,
do the jumping out like at the when you're in line for an amusement park and like things jump. I can't even do that. Like when you're waiting in line and things just happen on the side. I can't do that either.
I
can't
bring
do
like a
it.
change
I
of
can't have people
clothes to a
chasing me.
haunted house. Like, oh,
Well, we'll let you know how it turns out after Scott and I win a night there, and maybe we'll make it out, and maybe we won't. We'll see.
Guess we'll see.
Great. Well,
Who's not here in the
let's
next
check
episode?
out.
yeah. Kayla and I won't be
Let's-
there to pick you up. When you call, Mom, I need to come home now. Kayla and I won't be there.
Well, let's check out more shows and movies that will cause you to need a change of clothes in our next segment called Collections Corner. Darkness falls across the land. The midnight hour is close at hand. Creatures crawl in search of blood to terrorize y'all's neighborhood. And yes, Halloween season is upon us. And Xfinity editors have compiled everything you need to celebrate spooky season across X1, Flex, and Stream. Just say Halloween into your voice remote to access our terrifying Halloween destination, featuring the best in scary movies, TV series, music, and games, as well as some mild scares for kids and family. You'll also find curations of free movies, free series, channels, and apps. But the part of this collection I'm most excited about is the history of hauntings, which takes a look back at 8 decades of terrifying entertainment, from the classic Universal monsters of the 30s, like Dracula and Frankenstein, to the paranormal thrillers of the 70s, like Exorcist and the Amityville Horror, to the shock and awe era of the 2000s, which brought us Saw, True Blood, and American Psycho, among many others. And our music editor, Quam, who you've met here on What to Watch Live, has even curated 5 creepy playlists to complement your favorite era of horror. And it's also the perfect time to celebrate a history of horror, because several networks and studios are reviving beloved franchises and characters for all new, blood-curdling adventures. We've got the Day of the Dead series premiering October 15th on Sci-Fi, Halloween Kills premiering October 15th on Peacock, the Chucky series premiering October 12th on Sci-Fi, the I Know What You Did Last Summer series premiering on Prime Video on October 15th, and American Horror Story is currently airing its 10th season on FX. And is that not enough scares to fill your October? Well, there is plenty more where that came from, and Kayla is going to tell you more about it.
All right, guys. So, unless you've been living under a rock, you know I am not a fan of horror, but I didn't let that stop me from creating a very special collection for you guys. I dove in and into all the scary things, and that's how much I love you guys. I just want you guys to have fun with it. So, what you're seeing now is my Black Experience Thrills and Chills collection with special curated rows for horror. So the new Candyman is in there, Antebellum, Us, Get Out, none of which I've seen. Thrillers to get that adrenaline pumping. I do like to, suspense and all that. That's my lane. There's a laugh to keep from screaming row with classics you all know and love, like Scary Movie, A Medea Halloween, etc. One of my personal favorites, which is my Dangerously in Love row, for all of those love gone wrong scenarios, killer lovers, deadly obsession. Love it. I love the drama. And of course, we also have a spooky TV row with Lovecraft Country, Ghost Brothers, Fear of the Walking Dead, and a lot more. As for me, I'll be watching Twitches and Hocus Pocus, which is more my speed. So if you want to check this out, just say Black Experience Halloween into your X1 voice remote. And I'm going to pass it along to Scott in his lovely queer horror collection.
Xfinity is here at queer and bringing the fear for you this Halloween. So if you're interested in LGBTQ horror, this is your one-stop destination for all the most amazing queer horror things. We've got editors' picks here. We've got Romance is Dead. So think first date movies like Teeth, where a girl has teeth down there. That's a whole thing. Terrifying, but that's a moment. We've got horror films only LGBTQs understand. So films like Nightmare on Elm Street 2, if you're familiar with that little gem, and Whatever Happened to Baby Jane, which is an absolute classic. If you're more interested in searching for horror films based on how people are killed, we've got Death by Vampires, slashers, undead, and the supernatural. We also have character tropes, which is kind of unique to the LGBTQ space because everything sort of flipped on its own head. So we've got the final girl with a U rather than an I, and that features Jesse from Nightmare on Elm Street 2. We have the jock, like Nick Jonas as Boone in Scream Queens, the cheerleader, the killer, the loner, all of those are there and within the destination. We also have specialized subgenres, so homoerotic horror, cult classics like Vamp featuring Grace Jones as a stripper vampire, which is super amazing. We have Psycho Biddies, which is like one of my personal favorites, so crazy grandmas. So basically anything with Joan Crawford. We have body terror movies featuring movies like Seed of Chucky. We have backstabbing boyfriends, crazy ex-girlfriends, teen terror, campy horror. It's all there. And then, of course, we have small screen screams like American Horror Story, Slasher, and the classic Dante's Cove. One of my favorites is the Gay Icons of Horror, which features the 2017 Pride Parade mascot, the Babadook. We have Elvira, who's like a fan favorite, and of course, Dr. Frankenfurter. So if you're interested in checking out this ultimate queer horror destination, just say queer horror into your voice remote. Rewind. Just say queer horror into your voice remote. Sorry, that's a lot to say. To check this one out. And I'm going to throw to Landon to talk a little bit about Zumo.
Well, thanks for throwing it, Scott. Quite a catch over here. So here with Halloween, I truly do fear this holiday. It's not a great holiday for me, but I'm here to let you know that it's a great holiday for Zumo. And Zumo's rolling out 6 24/7 streaming channels. And they have Halloween right at the forefront. So let's dive in. And honestly, you guys brought such beautiful rhymes that I felt as though I should say, Zumo, you know? That was a little painful. I'm sorry. But hey, so have you ever wondered what would happen if ghosts and goblins took over? Well, slide on over to the edge of your seat and check out Zumo's Halloween Horrors channel. And if that doesn't tickle your fancy, maybe titles like Spirit in the Woods or Death by VHS, Needlestick, or maybe even Bus Party to Hell will. Find all these titles and more on the channel Gravitas Movies. But now let me tell you, this is where I'll be spending my Saturdays, the Paranormal Files channel, because I'm 100% a believer in UFOs, aliens, and most importantly, Bigfoot. And no, Bigfoot probably won't be featured here, but I did see a door to open my love for the Bigfoot universe, and I decided to blow right through it. And moving along, we've got a channel called The Asylum. So do you wake up feeling dangerous? Because maybe the Asylum movie channel is the spot for you. And now I can promise you that I won't tune into this channel, but I will let you know there is a killer movie channel for all you lovers out there like that. And for the sake of me getting some sleep tonight, I'm just going to let your mind wander on what's there. And finally, Filmrise Horror, which will take you into the world of the supernatural classics starring Jamie Lee Curtis, Christopher Walken, maybe Liam Hemsworth, and more. So yeah, check out Zumo. Just say Zumo into your remote and get to watching.
That is quite, I mean, if you can't find anything scary or seasonal or whatever to watch, you're just not looking hard enough.
Guys, I just want Halloween to be over.
I'm just going to let it sit.
I just want Halloween to be over. It terrifies me.
I feel you, Landon. I feel you.
Thanks, Kayla. It's nice to not be alone here on this
I'm
one.
with you. You're not alone.
I was chatting with my mom the other night, and she had a very similar sentiment. She was like, she accidentally turned on the television and she couldn't figure out how to turn it off, and like because there was something wrong with the remote, and she just got stuck on a horror channel, and she hates horror movies, and she's just like, I'm so ready for Halloween to be over. It's like it's always something horror on the television, and I'm just like,
I'd get an Airbnb that night if I couldn't turn that channel off, and it wouldn't be up the screen. That's for sure.
Well, for those of you who aren't terrified, just say Halloween into your voice remote and you'll be able to find all the collections you just heard about, plus many, many more. And now, I scream, you scream, we all scream for Hangouts. The hit Showtime series Dexter premiered 15 years ago this week. The thrilling crime drama ran for 8 seasons and followed a blood spatter expert named Dexter Morgan, who also just happens to be a serial killer. But as we mentioned, everything old is new again in the world of horror, and Dexter is back for an all-new limited series on November 7th. And our very own Scott had the chance to sit down with star Michael C. Hall to chat about it. Scott, how was that experience?
Amazing. I mean, you guys know that I was a huge fan of the original Dexter series. I was beyond excited to talk to Michael C. Hall about Dexter New Blood, just kind of get a vibe or the vibe of the new series and kind of figure out what's going to be new for Dexter, how the story changes, if at all. It's super exciting to hear that it will sort of be the same Dexter vibe, but in a new setting. And it picks up basically immediately after, or not immediately after, but the same amount of time that has gone past now, like for us, but for Dexter. So we're just picking up to where he is. He was a lumberjack before, and now he's not a lumberjack. He's in upstate New York and just doing his thing, trying to pretend like he's not a serial killer. I'm beyond excited about this, and it was super cool to chat with him and just get a little bit more insight into that. And we have a little clip here, so let's take a look.
I've always had my demons, and so I went away.
What's up, Jumbo? Hey, Mr. Lindsay.
But sometimes I have an urge too strong to ignore.
Whoa! Easy there.
What is the problem?
Yeah, I kind of have a thing about blood.
Me personally, I was a huge fan, so I'm super excited to see this come back and just see where you take it. It sounds like it's going to be the same sort of vibe, but in a very different setting, which I am super excited to see.
Yeah, it's I mean, it's completely retextualized in every way, you know, visually, in terms of where he is, the people he's surrounded by. He's living under an alias. You know, he's obviously doing something else for a living, and he's been abstaining from killing, and he's trying to live some semblance of a normal life and be a normal person, and doing penance in a way for all the missteps that we saw him make back in the day.
Have you ever had someone recognize you on the street as Dexter in public and like been totally freaked out or like been uneasy?
Not really. I mean, I think the people who would be inclined to be freaked out probably just turn and go the other way. But
so no one just like screamed, ah!
No. And if there's any element of that, it's more like playful, like
right.
Pretend you're choking me, something like that.
I mean, that's a thing. I guess some people are into that.
Yeah. A surprisingly a minority, but a more sizable one than you might think.
And a very vocal one, obviously, for people who are being choked, right? Like,
yeah, they make the demand.
Thinking back on the original Dexter, I mean, the music was iconic, right? So that opening theme and the sort of eerie strings of the blood theme, will those be making a comeback for this season?
There will definitely be a musical element, but it will be different. But I think it will at least at times evoke some of the thematic elements that we are familiar with.
So, what do we think? Are you super excited about Dexter New Blood?
Yes, but as you know, I have never watched an episode of Dexter, so
yeah, I'm a
I
little
really have
upset
to get
about
on
that, David.
I know.
I
I
mean,
need
just
to fix
because you
that
know
too.
everything that's going
Yeah.
to happen, I just feel like you should still watch it just out of principle because it is such a phenomenal show.
That's what I've
But-
heard, and my roommate in college loved that show so much.
It's honestly so good. It may not be for you, Kayla. It's probably a little bit too much, but like there are probably elements of it that you would enjoy just because the character development and all of that is actually really solid. And you might actually end up falling for Dexter. And I mean, what's wrong with falling in love with a
Never
serial
know.
killer?
You heard it here first.
No.
Murder. Anyways, one of the things that I particularly enjoyed chatting with Michael about was the opening sequence of Dexter and kind of talking about the music, which I think plays a really important part in Dexter because people, they hear that song and it's just like they're immediately snapped back into that Dexter universe and it's just so iconic. So it got me thinking, what like intro songs to television shows were really like left a mark for you guys? So Kayla, which one does it for you?
For me, and okay, I know everyone's tired of hearing me talk about Fresh Prince, so I'm just gonna skip over that. We're not gonna do that this time. We all know it's iconic. Okay, you all know I love it. So I'm picking a different one, and going with Keenan and Kel. And it was a toss up between all that and Keenan and Kel, guys. Really, the nostalgia it brought. But Keenan and Kel ended up winning for me because it's just this fun hip hop vibe. Every time it came on, first of all, it's catchy. Second of all, it gave you enough time to run from upstairs down to the couch. If you heard it was coming on, the song gave you enough time to get there. So I think we have a clip of it. Let's check it out.
Everybody out there, go run and tell your homeboys and homegirls it's time for Keenan and Kel to keep you laughing in the afternoon. So don't touch that dial, don't read the room, cause they always into something, no frontin', and you don't want to miss it. It's double K, like do the good way. Yes, Keenan and Kel.
I love it. I love it so much. It's great.
Is that
It could be a single.
Coolio?
It could really be a single. Yes.
Is that Coolio? Oh,
Yes.
see, I thought so.
With the same hair.
100% agree
My
with
childhood,
you. I
like,
totally
I can just picture
forgot.
Coolio just getting down up on that big ball up in the sky.
One
I
of the
need that Nickelodeon couch.
I love how much they accomplish in this theme song. Like, I can't remember. It might be one of like the things that Gordon says all the time, or I don't know. Someone talks about the fact that like all the best TV theme songs explain the plot of the show, or tell you about the characters in the theme song itself. And this theme song not only like tells you what like Keenan and Kel, each one of their like kind of shticks is, like one's goofy and one's this and cool and all that, but it also tells you why they're so iconic, and then tells you the network that it's on at the end. On Nick. Like it accomplishes everything. And I love that one of my favorite lines is like Siegfried and Roy or Abbott and Costello, Magic and Kareem or Penn and Teller, which Costello and Teller doesn't rhyme. But I love that probably no one in 1996 knew who any of those people were. Like kids watching Nickelodeon, like they big Siegfried and Roy or Abbott and Costello fans. But like Coolio showing a little bit of his age there. I mean, maybe they knew Magic and Kareem. Like that makes sense. But like not a lot of big Penn and Teller fans tuning in.
But how old was Coolio when he was doing this song? He couldn't have been that old.
60.
Right.
He was 60.
No.
No, he wasn't.
I was like, wait a minute.
85 right now.
Like, how old was it? Dangerous Minds? Like,
Oh my
Coolio
god.
is ageless for sure.
It's a classic. It's a classic. Landon, I'm going to toss it to you. What was your favorite theme song?
One of my childhood favorites was the Wonder Years. So let's roll it. Oh my gosh, I love this show. So Guys, the only way. And I'll just try not to sing on key. Always singing now. How are you not hype? I think I just won, like right there. That's the
Pretty
one.
hype.
But I mean, seriously, guys, I only get by with a little help from my friends, and every Tuesday when you guys listen in and lend me your ears, I just try not to talk out of key, you know. That's it.
When I see the opening sequence, all I can think of is that Josh Saviano was long time rumored to be Marilyn Manson, but of course he's not the same person.
So
But
wait,
that
he's
was
not.
a thing. No, he's not.
Oh.
This show really, this song gets me. It's one song and one song only.
All in the feels.
Solid choice.
Feel it right here.
Just trying. David,
have you watched the new Wonder Years, Landon? Have you seen what the theme song is
I've
for the
been
new
waiting.
one?
I've not. No, I have a child now, and I don't get to watch TV anymore. It's this crazy thing where every time I sit down to watch TV, it's just I watch my eyelids, and it's kind of heartbreaking.
It's a good thing you're on a show called What to Watch Live.
Well, that's why I picked the show from like
Scott,
1986 before I was born.
Oh. Shade.
It's why I picked the show from a long time ago, way before I was even born.
Way before?
Landon, were you?
Whoa!
Wow!
There it is.
Scott. Oh my god!
I couldn't help
leave.
myself.
You guys
Sorry.
clearly don't want me here. I'm gonna leave.
Yes.
Landon, were you going to ask me about my favorite TV theme song?
I was when I thought like these people here liked me, but maybe I don't want to anymore. Oh, David, let us know what your song is.
Well, Landon, as long as we got each other, we can take anything that comes our way. And that was the sentiment that started every episode of Growing Pains. Let's take a look right now.
Show me that smile.
Don't waste another minute on your crying. We're nowhere near
The best is ready to begin.
Oh, as long as we got each other.
Show me that smile. Oh, show me that smile. Don't waste another minute on your crying.
On this week's episode of What to Sing Live.
Yeah.
Oh
So this song is so good. As Long as We Got Each Other was originally recorded by singer B.J. Thomas, who is famous for 60s hits like Hooked on a Feelin' or Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. And he sang the theme solo for season 1, but was joined for a duet by Jennifer Warnes for seasons 2, 3, 5, and 7. And then BJ randomly duetted with Dusty Springfield in season 4, but it's honestly like way too aggressive, I think, like the Dusty Springfield version. She's
Dusty,
really
you
bringing
can't go
too
wrong
much.
with Dusty.
She's
can't go
bringing
wrong
too
with
much.
Dusty.
And then there were 4 other random singers who performed the song for season 6 and part of season 7. And fun fact, I think, Scott, did you mention, someone mentioned that Kayla's Keenan and Kel theme song could have been like a single. This song was actually a single. Yeah. This song was actually a single that was released on radio, and it charted in 1988. It was number 7 on the adult contemporary charts. And for reference, other songs that topped the chart in 1998 were She's Like the Wind by Patrick Swayze, Never Gonna Give You Up by Rick Astley, and A Groovy Kind of Love by Phil Collins. So that was the kind of company that this theme song was in. And it's just a perfect 80s TV theme song, even though it doesn't explain what the plot is. But, we've got each other sharing the laughter and love right here.
I mean, that sort of explains the plot, right?
Yeah, a little bit. It's also a really great moment. Go ahead. No, go.
No, I was going to say I'm upset nobody picked the step-by-step theme song because, you want to talk about themes that, explain the plot. Like
Yes.
extra. I mean, it was extra, but like also explains the plot, and it's like it was really good. And it was the same dude that did like every theme song for TGIF. Like it was a whole thing.
This might be the first time that someone brought up like getting rickrolled, like Rick Springfield, and we all didn't break into song. Like maybe the first time in history that song has been said and people didn't sing it. And
That's all right.
I'm never gonna.
We can sing it for you if you want. Me and David are available if you want.
No, we don't need to do that. I do want to mention though, it is because it's Growing Pains and it's TV theme songs. It's important to mention that Alan Thicke also composed so many TV theme songs. He did the Different Strokes theme song, Facts of Life, and several other game shows. And as Scott mentioned, if you have not seen it, look up the YouTube clip of Alan Thicke performing his original song Sweaty and Hot at the 1988 Crystal Light National Aerobic Championship. It is so catchy.
Do you remember Crystal Light? I remember Crystal Light.
Yeah, of course. Wait, Landon, this is a side. I was going to ask, do you remember when we met Robin Thicke, Alan Thicke's son, out in LA?
I do. And I asked him about, and I let him know that my favorite Robin Thicke song was when he did that joint song with Lil Wayne. It was just a moment in history for me that I got to talk to Robin Thicke about Lil Wayne. I do. Thank you, David. I didn't even have to plug myself there. Thank you.
No. And Landon says to him, I'm sure you get tired of hearing about that. And Robin says, when it's about the music, you never get tired of hearing it.
This man honest to his words.
Woo!
Thanks for that memory, David. Thank you for
you're welcome. Oh God. All right. Well, all 8 seasons of Dexter are available on Showtime. All 4 seasons of Kenan and Kel are available on Paramount Plus. All 6 seasons of the Wonder Years original series are available on Hulu. Unfortunately, no one has the streaming rights to Growing Pains, but you can add the series to your digital library if you're a super fan. And to check out Scott's full interview with Michael C. Hall tomorrow, or revisit past seasons of Hangouts, just say Xfinity Hangouts or What to Watch Live into your voice remote. Next up, put your wallet away because this one's on us. It's a segment we call Free.
I'd like to know how many people have their wallet out, please.
They were getting ready to reach for the check, and I was saying, no, we got this one.
No, please.
No, I'm treating you this time. Attention, sports fans! October isn't only about the devils, predators, wizards, and magic of the supernatural kind. It's also time for the New Jersey Devils, the Nashville Predators, the Washington Wizards, and the Orlando Magic of the NHL and NBA to show us what they're made of. And Landon is here to tell us how you can enjoy even more sports action this month for free. Landon?
David, I have no clue how to follow you today. You are a man on fire. A man on fire you are. But you know what, David? I was just thinking, who doesn't love the word free? I got a free coffee last Wednesday for National Coffee Day. I loved it. I sometimes get free delivery from Postmates. That's pretty awesome, except those fees don't make it feel as nice. And now, as you brought up, I present you free sports. That's right. Xfinity has some pretty solid free previews over the next few weeks. That, much like when my food arrives, I suggest you sink your teeth into. So shall we? I think so. The first, I present you NHL Center Ice, which has actually been available since September 25th. They decided, heck, let's just show out this preseason so everyone knows what's going on up until October 12th, which is opening night. Did you even know there's a new team, the Kraken? And rumor had it, Kayla had absolutely no idea what to watch last night. So I rung her up and I said, Kayla, did you know the Flyers were on? And she said, oh, silly Landon, I don't have NHL Center Ice. And I about threw my phone across the room because, Kayla, it's free right now. And it will be through the entire first week of the season. And that wraps on October 19th. I tell you, you can lead a friend to the ice, but you can't make him skate. So I got off the phone with Kayla. David called me. It was clockwork. And, you know, I always enjoy a nice call with David. We sit, we talk about some of the shows we're watching right now, or I just briefed you guys on that. I don't get to watch TV, so David told me the shows he was watching. We talk about some of the beers we've tried recently, but last night I couldn't believe he called me. Doesn't he know I have a new baby and I can't take calls? It was 7:30, which means it was bath time, book time, bottle time, and then bedtime. But, you know, I wasn't annoyed because of my son. Mac had to take a back seat last night. I was annoyed because, gosh darn it, there's a free preview of NBA League Pass going on right now. Now, some of you may be sitting back there thinking, Landon, that season doesn't start until October 19th. And I know, but I guess someone over there in the basketball world said, heck, if hockey can do it, we can do it too. So you too can now enjoy a free preview of NBA League Pass through the first week of the season, ending October 26th. And that means King James, Durantula, The Beard, The Greek Freak, you name it. All free, David, that's right. Now, I bet you're wondering, did someone else keep me up? Yeah, they did. That fellow over there, Scott. And he just kept saying, go Birds this, go Birds that. And I calmly said, no, Scott, no birds, baseball. And he said, baseball? And I said, baseball. And you want to know why? Because MLB Network is free. That's why, Scott. If hockey and basketball can do it, why can't I, said the baseball. So the baseball gods have decided to open the floodgates from tomorrow, October 6th through October 13th. And before I could finish those 3 tinfoil wrapped hot dogs, Scott said, wait, does that mean I get free playoff baseball? And I said, heck yeah. Maybe there will be birds. Maybe there won't. I don't know. But you will get 2 free playoff games this week. So shout MLB Network into your voice remote. I'll start watching tomorrow, or else you're out. So I hung up with Scott, and I heard my 3-month-old son screaming because he assumed you're out means he was getting kicked out of the house, but he was wrong. Silly kids, always assuming the worst. But then Rose, Audrey, Quam, Liz, Gordon, and these 3 weirdos you guys are looking at called me on a conference call, and I had to ignore my son again. And David leaned into the phone and he said, Landa, and before he could finish my name, I said, David, stop. I'm not done with the free stuff, but I'm beginning to feel like I'm done being friends with all of you. And that's because, you want to know why? That's because I won't have enough time to watch all the free sports Xfinity customers are getting over the next few months at no extra cost. That's right. Sunday Night Football, Notre Dame football, the Premier League, the NASCAR playoffs, and so much more. All for you. And all for you on Peacock. And you know what? I hung up because I need some sleep. This bird is keeping me up at night. It's my favorite time of year. That's right. You heard me. Sweatpants, warm coffee, frolicking in the leaves, and free sports. And I need my beauty rest. So friends, or maybe not friends now, what will you be watching?
Yeah, maybe not friends. Maybe not.
Bravo. Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you. Stop calling me, all of you. No more calls. God.
First of all, you called me.
You're right.
Yeah, that's true.
Right. Oh my God. Oh, good Lord. I am going to leave. We are not friends.
Receipts. Show us the receipts.
Wow.
I have my logs here.
Free sports. Free sports for everyone. Free sports for all. What a happy time of the year. Do you guys have anything free?
Well, I mean, in turn, I also don't want to follow that, but I will quickly say that that we have our Peacocktober collection, which our editor Audrey has pieced together. It features 31 days of horror favorites on Peacock, including 6 Friday the 13th movies, 8 Saw movies, Nightmare on Elm Street, Gremlins, Chucky, so many more, as well as the new series One of Us is Lying, which premieres this week, and The Girl in the Woods, which premieres October 21st. And you can just say free into your remote and check out the full calendar. It's right there. The first thing you get in, first thing you see when you get in there. Scott, I know you have been perusing this calendar as well.
Yeah, I just want to kind of like double down on the Peacocktober calendar, if you will. Give me the time to do so. Halloween Kills on the 15th, streaming free on Peacock. Also amazing. Like, It's in the theater, or you can watch it at home, whatever you feel is more suitable to you and your needs. So Landon, you got a kid. Can't necessarily take that child to the theater with you. So you can just hang out at home and get all the phone calls from us while we're watching Halloween Kills. But also It Follows, which is one of my favorites, a disturbing horror movie about a STD/killer thing that's following people around. Highly recommend. Super fun. Check it out.
You made it grosser than it had to be. You made it grosser than it had to be. You could have said sexually transmitted ghost, which is what it is.
Is
that less
it a
gross?
ghost, or is it really just like an allegory, like for something else? Like, it's a whole thing, David. Let's not
Is
go
it?
there.
Because I just watched it like it's a ghost.
Talking about
It Follows. It Follows on Peacock.
Yes. Take a look, Landon. When was the last time you had your checkup?
Free. That's all I got. I don't know. A sexually transmitted ghost. I have no clue.
Kayla, what are you excited about that's free?
Please, Kayla, save us here.
Well, guys, as I mentioned, I love thrillers and obsession. Well, not obsession in itself, but obsession storylines in movies. I'm not an obsessed person, guys. I promise you. So what I'm excited about is some of our new titles in October on Black Experience. We have a lot of free titles on Black Experience for the month of October, including Lakeview Terrace, A Rage in Harlem, Devil in a Blue Dress. So if you like that old school Denzel feel, that you'll love that. Lots of free stuff, more movies than that available this month. And I don't think I'll be seeing you guys until November. So just so you know, in November, you'll be able to watch Poetic Justice, First Sunday, Cooley High for free on Black Experience. There's some new fun titles that are coming up next month. But just say Black Experience into your voice remote and be obsessed.
Kayla, are you not on the show till November, or you're just going into hibernation to avoid Halloween and everything scary just for the next month?
You know what? I think both. Somehow I can't escape the shows that talk about horror. I can't escape it. And it's always Scott and David on these shows. It's just I get sucked into it. I get sucked into
troublemakers.
Some may say they're obsessed with those shows.
It's true.
But not you, Kayla.
How
not
rude.
No, not me. Not me.
Well, just say free to enjoy all of that, from the sports to the movies to the Halloween to Peacocktoberfest. And before we go, as always, it's time to prepare your TV watch list with a segment we call Plan Ahead. This week's best premieres feature yet another CSI spinoff, a high school whodunit, a special club for sitters of babies, a return to the zombie apocalypse, and a journey to the shrine of the silver monkey. And Landon is here to tell us all about it. Landon?
Just when you thought 797 episodes were enough, CSI is back. And this time they're headed to Sin City. That's right, Crime Scene Investigation has a new spin-off, Csi Vegas, and it features two of the original cast members, William Peterson and Georgia Fox. So it looks like series creator Anthony Zucker wasn't lying when he said Grissom and Sarah would still be sailing the oceans, saving the environment, and educating their lives to the betterment of humanity. Csi Vegas premieres October 6th on CBS. Now, if you're like me and a fan of books gone television, and that's mostly just because I don't have to read, then Peacock's got another winner for you. Based on Karen McManus's novel of the same name, One of Us is Lying surrounds 5 high school students at Bayview High who enter detention and are allowed to leave, but only after one of the students dies, spiraling into a deep investigation. So avoiding any spoilers, get ready for the 8-episode series premiering with the first 3 on October 7th on Peacock. Now, I won't lie, I pretty much fear everything that has to do with death, but it's a fact that I do fear The Walking Dead. How about that for a tie-in? But for real, season 7's upon us, as Morgan and the rest of the gang seem to be in for the most absurd challenges to date. Because why not make all the air toxic after the detonation of a nuclear warhead, right? So grab your survival gear and settle in for what promises to be terrifying, as Fear the Walking Dead has an early premiere on AMC Plus on October 10th. 90s kids rejoice because The Legends of the Hidden Temple is on its way back to your screen, and it's gonna look way different because those nostalgia-loving millennials are the competitors now, not kids. So, tune into the CW October 10th to find out which of the 5 teams are strong enough and smart enough to retrieve the lost treasure and return it to its owner. And if you thought I was done pumping 90s themes, you'd be wrong. Season 2 of the Babysitters Club is right around the corner, and the reviews from 2020's inaugural season were through the roof. Heck, my wife and I started watching just to figure out what in the world babysitting looks like these days, because mom and dad are gonna need a night out soon. So if you haven't binged it yet, you've got 6 days to knock out 10 episodes. And please don't act like you haven't done that before, because season 2 drops on Netflix October 11th.
In this week's finales, we say, oh, okay, clap first.
I was
Bravo.
clapping because I know how much Landon loves the Babysitters Club. And like,
Yeah, Landon, you were just telling us about your favorite plot point from this past season of the Babysitters
Oh my
Club.
gosh.
What was it you were saying? It was your favorite moment.
Yeah, my favorite moment is just getting ready to binge it for this season. I mean, come on now. Get ready, guys. Get ready for this season. It's right around the corner. And we got finales coming up, right, David? You got some finales,
the girls
right?
in Stony Brook. Yeah, let's go.
As
Come
a matter
on.
of fact. In this week's finales, we say goodbye to Archie and Jughead, close the book on BJ Novak's anthology series, and pin Stephen Amell for the 1, 2, 3. Kayla, please tell us more about these highly anticipated endings.
If you love thrills and chills, boy, do I have a treat, or maybe a trick for you. 5 seasons in, and the CW keeps bringing the heat with their hit teen drama series Riverdale, a town full of secrets and suspicious activity. Archie and his gang are navigating the troubled waters of romance, school, and family, without trying to get entangled in the town's dark mysteries. Every episode is a roller coaster, sure to keep you on your toes. Riverdale finales October 6th on the CW. This next one is for the person who just doesn't have enough time to binge season after season and keep up with a million storylines. The premise is a bold and provocative American anthology series. Each episode is unique and tells a single character-driven story about a current world issue. The times we live in are crazy indeed, and now we get to see how it all plays out on screen. Which episode is Tracy Ellis Ross in, though? I'm definitely starting with that one. The premise finale is October 7th on Hulu. Remember that one time I interviewed the cast of Evil and we talked about peanut butter and sugar addiction? Ah, good times. Dive into the world of the supernatural, where a clinical psychologist and a priest join forces to uncover what lurks beyond all the strange things happening around them. Miracles, demonic possessions, and other unexplainable occurrences are taking over the city, and they signed up to get to the bottom of it. Evil finales October 10th on Paramount+. Here we have the perfect introduction to wrestling newbies like me and fans alike. Heels explores the story of 2 rival brothers, one a ring heel and the other a hero. Watch as they grapple over their late father's wrestling promotion business while vying for national attention in a small town in Georgia, and see how far they're willing to go to chase their dream and secure their legacy in the world of pro wrestling. Heels finales October 10th on Starz. It's no secret that marriage takes work, and this addictive limited series is proof of that. Told in 5 parts over the span of 10 years, Scenes of a Marriage depicts the slow, devastating disintegration of a marriage between Marianne, a family lawyer, and Johan, a psychology professor. It examines the dilemmas of traditional gender roles, love, hatred, desire, monogamy, marriage, and divorce through the lens of a contemporary American couple. If you aren't watching, you should be. Scenes from a Marriage finales October 10th on HBO Max.
Kayla, I remember when you interviewed the cast of Evil out in LA.
Remember that? That was a lot of fun, and I think the clip you guys saw was them having a candy fight, which was very. I wasn't expecting that. That was not scripted. We were trying to force her to eat the candy, and she was talking about her sugar addictions, and we were trying to peer pressure her into eating the candy that was on the table, and she just ended up throwing it. So she didn't give in. That was a fun time. Fun interview.
Yeah, they were cool. And that show's
were.
really popular now. Like, people love Evil.
Yeah, they do.
Cool story,
Me?
David.
No, but...
And can you give me the
Sounds like
shade
speak for
button for
yourself.
myself?
When
There we
David
go.
reads himself.
And that will do it, thankfully, for this week's episode. Special thanks to Dexter star Michael C. Hall for hanging out with us, and even bigger thanks to my fellow Xfinity editors Kayla, Scott, and Landon for joining me today. If you want to check out the TV shows and movies we talked about today, get more of our entertainment recommendations, or watch us interview big celebrities, just say what to watch into your voice remote, or tune in here every Tuesday at 4 p.m. Eastern for a new episode. My name is David. Thank you for watching What to Watch Live.